Might be up there with some of my favorite Kobe's. Those, the Bruce Lees, the Del Sols, the Grinches. Like, I'm a Kobe person. Everybody knows that. Like, it's the best shoe. It's not even close. I probably like the Kobe 6s the best, which are the ones I have on right now. I like the 5s as well, but the 6s are kind of my thing. So, obviously, just to wear his shoe and obviously what Vanessa has done and their family has done and continuing his legacy, not only obviously within his shoe, but just that whole foundation and just the Kobe brand is pretty incredible. So I feel very lucky and fortunate to not only represent Nike, but also their...
Caitlin Clark's historic rise and Nike's silence. Caitlin Clark's phenomenal rise in women's basketball has captivated fans with her extraordinary long-range shooting and playmaking abilities. Within just one season, she's been compared to basketball icons like Steph Curry and LeBron James. Yet, despite her groundbreaking performances, corporate recognition, especially from Nike, has been painfully slow. Nike's initial silence in acknowledging Clark's rise was particularly surprising given its quick celebrations of male athletes like Michael Jordan and Zion Williamson. Clark, who has and inspired a movement for gender equality in sports, seemed to be overlooked. This indifference was not just an oversight, it sent a discouraging message to young girls dreaming of playing basketball at the highest level. Clark's undeniable talent demanded attention and sparked broader conversations about the biases that still hinder female athletes. She became a symbol of resilience, pushing for greater equality in sports, and her fans passionately agreed that she deserved better recognition. Despite Clark's historical impact, her achievements were largely ignored by the sports industry. Nike's surprising turn and Adidas' bold move. After months of neglect, Nike stunned the sports world by issuing a formal apology to Clark, accompanied by a special tribute. Fans were divided, some hailed it as a long-overdue acknowledgement, while others questioned the authenticity of the gesture, especially since it came just as rival Adidas was reportedly preparing a $30 million offer to sign Clark. This strategic move by Adidas, which positioned itself as a brand championing gender equality, underscored the growing competition to secure partnerships with high-profile female athletes. While Nike's apology was welcomed, many felt
going off the court all the way up to the tunnel. This was a long competition, and I love Boston pouring into this young. It's supposed to be. This isn't a period, and Aaliyah made sure that her rookie. We have. I love that leadership from Aaliyah Boston. That's been a hard first half. I want to compliment Dejanay Carrington.
Its market share, rather than a genuine recognition of Clark's impact on the sport. The bigger picture, equal recognition for female athletes. The unfolding drama surrounding Nike and Adidas is more than just a battle for Caitlin Clark's endorsement. It's a reflection of a larger movement for equality in sports. Clark represents a new generation of athletes who are not only breaking records on the court but also pushing for lasting change in how women's sports are valued and supported. As Nike navigates the shifting sports landscape, the company's future actions will have profound implications for the treatment of female athletes. This moment is about more than just corporate rivalries, it's about ensuring that athletes like Caitlin Clark receive the recognition and investment they deserve. Whether Nike can rise to the occasion and embrace this cultural shift, or whether Adidas will lead the charge, the stakes couldn't be higher. The silence of Nike and the rise of Adidas. For months, Nike's absence in the conversation around Caitlin Clark was deafening. While Clark's remarkable plays captivated the internet, Nike, the brand famously known for encouraging everyone to just
miss school. Absolutely. To see your sister and Stolke posting up, but you know who they go to. Abby Marshall. Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
Clark's undeniable
stagnant. Fans eagerly anticipated a campaign, a billboard, or even a simple social media shout-out. But instead, they were met with silence, a silence that seemed to mirror the industry's ongoing struggles with gender equality in sports. Nike's hesitation to acknowledge Clark was all the more glaring when compared to its aggressive marketing tactics for male athletes. Take Zion Williamson's NBA debut as an example. Nike poured significant resources into promoting him. Yet, in the case of Clark, a player breaking records and capturing hearts, the brand's lack of acknowledgement was almost embarrassing. This failure to act underscored a deeper, systemic issue in sports marketing, the undervaluation of female athletes. It became
Now, at the time, a lot of us were so excited about this. Nike is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand. Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world
just an oversight, it was a reflection of a larger cultural issue within the industry. Caitlin Clark, Iowa royalty and the Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark has become an iconic figure, not just on the court but also off it. Her influence has stretched beyond basketball, impacting the cultural landscape of Iowa and reshaping what is possible for women in sports. Her first major NIL deal came from Hy-Vee, a locally founded retailer, marking a major milestone in her career. This Caitlin Clark effect has highlighted her growing impact and popularity, suggesting a shift toward greater recognition of women athletes in ways not previously seen. While Nike hesitated, Adidas took swift action. Rumors circulated that Adidas was preparing a monumental $30 million deal to make Caitlin Clark the face of their brand. This wasn't just an endorsement, it was a statement. Adidas recognized what Nike failed to see: Clark represents the future of basketball, and partnering with her aligns with the brand's commitment to progress. Known for its disruptive stance, Adidas quickly became a frontrunner in reshaping the sports marketing landscape, positioning itself as a champion for gender equality. The stakes for women's sports.
What are we talking about? 22 is not a regular rookie. Might be the best rookie we ever seen. Best backcourt in the league. And Kelsey Mitchell, NBB. Nothing but buckets. Let's get right to it. Cross, pound, dribble, give me 3. Get it out the net. Best off guard in the league. 22 the best PG in the league.
The potential Adidas deal sent shockwaves through the sports world. If Adidas successfully secures Clark's endorsement, it could prompt other brands to reevaluate how they value and support female athletes. The stakes are high, and the spotlight is now on these two sportswear giants as they compete for a critical role in the future of women's sports. This narrative signifies a broader shift, a recognition of the importance of representation and investment in women's sports. Caitlin Clark, at the forefront of this change, holds the power to redefine how the sports industry approaches female athletes.
West Des Moines native, like you said, continues to break records on the court. We've seen it all year, but she's also breaking records off the court. And she's doing some things no other women's athlete has done before. Some may deem her as Iowa royalty, as Caitlin Clark is paving the way for women athletes in Iowa, and her success continues to show all across the state. Clark's first major retailer NIL deal came from the locally founded Hy-Vee.
You know what? I mean, her popularity, it is the Caitlin Clark effect.
Nike's silence and Adidas' potential to reshape women's sports. As the battle for Caitlin Clark's recognition continues, Nike's long silence has loomed large over the conversation. With Adidas positioning itself as a potential ally for female athletes, the stakes have never been higher. The contest for Clark's allegiance isn't just about corporate branding, it's a reflection of broader societal values and the urgent need for change in how female athletes are perceived and supported. The drama between Nike and Adidas serves as a reminder that silence can speak louder than words. The decisions made by these corporations in the coming weeks will have a profound impact on the future of women's sports for generations. Will Nike break its silence and join the conversation, or will Adidas continue to lead the charge in championing the athletes who have long been overlooked? The world is watching, waiting to see how this story unfolds. Caitlin Clark's stellar achievement and Nike's response. Caitlin Clark has solidified her place as a trailblazer in the WNBA, setting records and earning
I don't make those decisions, so you have to wait and see.
Recently, she made history as the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. Reflecting on the moment, Clark expressed immense gratitude, crediting the fans who helped make the atmosphere electric and the team's resilience in securing victory. Despite the on-court success, the bigger story remains off the court. Nike, which has been criticized for its delayed recognition of Clark's brilliance, finally unveiled a tribute to her at the
For Caitlin's birthday, she got us a gift. Oh my gosh. Look at these. I really like the thick shoelaces. Oh my gosh, they're really cool. I really like the color green. They're so cool. It's gonna bring out my eyes. Yeah. I love you. These are awesome. I'm gonna have to pop out in these.
A banner proudly displaying Clark's image now hangs above the venue, honoring her remarkable achievements. While this gesture is a step forward, it raises the question, why now? The timing of Nike's tribute coincides with rumors of a partnership between Clark and Adidas, leading many to wonder if this is a calculated move by Nike to protect its market position. A mixed reception, Nike's apology and the criticism that followed. For many fans, Nike's tribute was a bittersweet moment. On one hand, it was gratifying to see Clark receive the recognition she had long deserved. On the other hand, the lingering sense that this acknowledgement was more about damage control than a sincere celebration of her impact on the sport is hard to shake. Critics argue that the months of neglect leading up to this point cannot be undone with a single tribute. The tribute itself, a vibrant video campaign, including testimonials from basketball legends like Sue Bird and Candace Parker, was undeniably impressive. The tagline "Unstoppable Caitlin Clark" quickly gained traction online, signaling that Nike was finally ready to embrace her as a cultural icon. However, the gesture felt like it was motivated more by the growing pressure.
The first things first, you're the first player in Fever history as well as the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. How are you feeling about that?
It was a great game. Thank you all for coming out. You made this environment electric. I don't know if we would have won without you, so we appreciate it.
You guys fought hard the entire game. What were some of the keys to winning this game today?
I thought we were really resilient. We were down 6 with 3 minutes to play, and we just found a way to win, and then held them to 3 points during the last 3 minutes. So on both sides of the ball, we were really good.
You beat the #1 team in the league. What kind of confidence does this give you moving forward?
The ones at home that you can
Surrounding Clark's rising influence and the threat posed by Adidas than by a true recognition of her talent. Social media was quick to react, with fans divided on the meaning of Nike's tribute. Some praised the brand for its efforts, while others accused Nike of capitalizing on Clark's popularity only after public sentiment had forced their hand. A critical moment for women's sports. As the drama continues, the conversation around Nike's apology and Adidas' rising presence underscores the larger issue at play: the future of women's sports and the corporate world's role in shaping that future. While Nike's tribute to Caitlin Clark may mark a significant shift in how female athletes are perceived, it is essential to scrutinize the motivations behind such gestures. Fans are demanding more than just symbolic gestures. They want genuine, long-term commitments to support female athletes across all levels, commitments that go beyond flashy campaigns and momentary tributes. This ongoing battle is not just about corporate interests, it's about ensuring women's sports receive the respect, visibility, and resources they deserve.
Opposite, they vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does that mean to you to know that there are journalists who cover this league day in and day out who believe you are one of the top 5 for the MVP award?
It's definitely cool. I think especially where I started the year and then was able to kind of figure it out as we go, and now entering game 40, like it feels night and day from where I started. And you know, I'm proud of myself in that regard. I think I've learned a lot, and I've had to learn without really much time to practice or have an off season to implement things that I want to implement, and having to learn, you know, a new scheme and new teammates and new
of corporate responsibility. The evolving recognition of Nike's apology sparks debate over Caitlin Clark's recognition. Despite skepticism surrounding Nike's tribute to Caitlin Clark, one undeniable outcome was the heightened visibility it brought to women's basketball. Fans who might have previously overlooked the sport found themselves captivated by Clark's story, a testament to her growing influence both on and off the court. For Caitlin Clark, the moment was bittersweet. On one hand, it represented long overdue recognition of her incredible achievements. On the other, the tribute was overshadowed by debates about Nike's motivations and the timing of its apology. A complicated milestone. The tribute served as a reminder of the complexities involved in corporate acknowledgement within sports. While Nike's gesture highlighted Clark's extraordinary impact, many questioned whether it was driven by genuine support or a reaction to mounting pressure from competitors like Adidas. Critics argued that Nike's last-minute tribute reflected a broader issue: the tendency of major brands to treat women's sports as an afterthought. However, others saw the gesture as a positive, if imperfect, step toward addressing long-standing disparities in recognition and support for female athletes. Caitlin Clark's perspective: gratitude amid controversy. Amid the uproar, Caitlin Clark remained a model of composure. Speaking candidly about her feelings, she expressed gratitude for the acknowledgement while emphasizing the need for continued progress. "It's about more than me," Clark stated. "This is about inspiring young athletes and ensuring women's basketball gets the respect it deserves."
Frankie claims to feel unsafe at an Indiana Fever basketball game. Okay, let me give you a couple of the highlights from this story at Anscape.com. "I'm at the Sun Fever game and the vibe is horrendous. The woman behind me was mocking Dejanay's eyelashes and only stopped when my partner turned around and told her to stop being racist. There's a man in a MAGA hat. Then there's this woman in a Ban Nails shirt and cartoonishly fake nails, she said. Okay, goes
Occasionally, but consistently. Her words resonated with fans, reminding them that the fight for equality in sports is far from over. A turning point for women's basketball? Nike's apology may have been divisive, but it also shed light on the untapped potential of women's sports. If brands continue to invest in athletes like Caitlin Clark, it could signal the beginning of a new era of visibility and respect. However, the path forward will require more than symbolic gestures. It will demand consistent, meaningful engagement from corporations and fans alike. For now, Clark's response stands as a powerful example of grace under pressure. Her ability to shift the narrative from controversy to advocacy has cemented her status as not just a basketball star, but a leader for change. Nike's apology following its months of silence on Caitlin Clark sparked a range of reactions as varied as her own diverse fan base. For many, the apology and tribute marked a historic moment in sports, a victory not just for Clark but for every female athlete fighting for recognition. Social media lit up with hashtags like #CaitlinClarkNike, with supporters celebrating what they saw as a turning point for women's basketball. However, not everyone was convinced.
Every time the team played here, you just didn't play well, and then you called it a crappy game today.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something about this building or being here that impacts that?
No. Like I said, like we were down 8 or something, maybe 11 going into the fourth. Like we had our chances. Like I felt like I said, we didn't play well. Like we didn't play to the level that we're capable of playing. And we didn't shoot the ball like we're capable of. But even that to the side, like we're capable.
That Nike's response was less about supporting Clark and more about protecting its bottom line. If Adidas hadn't made a move, would Nike have even bothered? One fan asked in a viral tweet that garnered thousands of likes. This sentiment underscored widespread doubts about the sincerity of Nike's actions. A vocal minority went even further, accusing Nike of using Clark as a pawn in a corporate rivalry. For these critics, the tribute felt more like damage control than genuine acknowledgement. The controversy highlighted just how deeply this story resonated, not only with basketball fans but with those who follow the broader cultural struggles of gender equality in sports. Caitlin Clark's response: grace under pressure. True to form, Caitlin Clark met the controversy with poise and grace. Speaking at a press conference shortly after Nike's apology, she acknowledged the recognition while shifting the focus to a greater cause. "It's not about me," she said. "It's about inspiring the next generation and ensuring women's basketball gets the respect it deserves." Her words reminded fans and critics alike that this wasn't just about a single player or brand, it was about challenging the status quo and elevating the sport as a whole. A moment of reflection for women's sports. Clark's thoughtful response has become a rallying cry for change, drawing attention to the ongoing challenges female athletes face in gaining visibility and respect. While Nike's apology was a step forward, it also served as a reminder of how far there is to go. For some, this saga represents a chance to redefine the future of women's basketball. For others, it's a cautionary tale about corporate priorities and the power of public pressure. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark's story has ignited a long overdue conversation about equity, respect, and the role brands
when it comes to starting guards in this league.
Caitlin Clark's response to recent controversies showcased why she is more than just a basketball phenomenon. She's a leader and advocate for lasting change. Rather than dwelling on months of neglect or taking aim at her critics, Clark chose to redirect the conversation toward progress. She called on major brands to stop treating women's sports as an afterthought and instead make them a cornerstone of their marketing strategies. Her thoughtful and measured approach won over even her staunchest detractors. Fans began to see Clark not only as a generational athlete but as a trailblazer committed to paving the way for future athletes. This moment added another chapter to her legacy, one that transcends the court. A turning point for women's sports. Nike's public apology and tribute to Clark marked a potential shift in how women's basketball, and women's sports in general, are perceived. For too long, the WNBA and its stars have battled for visibility, fighting against systemic inequalities that have kept their accomplishments in the shadows. Clark's journey has forced fans, brands, and media alike to confront these disparities.
WNBA champion, Olympian, two-time MVP, and 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. If you know
within women's sports, and her advocacy is a rallying cry for meaningful change. If brands like Nike and Adidas fully embrace this moment, they could usher in a new era of respect and visibility. The stakes are high. However, this transformation won't come easily. Institutional biases and decades of neglect cannot be erased overnight. Real progress will require ongoing effort, not just from players like Clark, but from fans and corporate sponsors who are willing to demand better. The stakes are clear. This isn't just about selling sneakers or jerseys, it's about reshaping the narrative around women's sports and creating a future where female athletes are given their due. Nike, in particular, has much to prove. The backlash it faced after mishandling this situation served as a wake-up call for the sportswear giant, which has long positioned itself as a cultural leader. While its apology was a step in the right direction, fans are watching closely to see if the company's actions align with its words. Moving beyond apologies. If Nike is to lead this cultural shift, it must go beyond marketing slogans. Fans expect equitable sponsorship deals, equal marketing budgets, and a sincere commitment to amplifying women's voice.
Of the USA Today, had a question for Dejanay Carrington after the incident in which Carrington poked Caitlin Clark in the eye with her acrylic fingernails. And we've talked about it on this program. We had a lot of people who jumped out and said, oh my God, she's trying to blind Caitlin Clark. What a horrible thing. She should be suspended from the league.
Anything less risks losing the trust and momentum that this moment has generated. Caitlin Clark's story is a reminder of what's possible when talent, advocacy, and opportunity converge. Whether this is the beginning of meaningful change or just another fleeting moment depends on how brands, institutions, and fans rise to the occasion. The ball is in Nike's court, and the stakes have never been higher. The rivalry between Nike and Adidas has taken center stage, fueled by Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise and the controversy surrounding recent events in Chicago. Both brands are vying for supremacy in a rapidly evolving sports market, where every move counts. For Adidas, the rumored $30 million deal with Clark represents a bold investment aimed at redefining the game. Meanwhile, Nike's public apology and subsequent tribute to Clark are attempts to solidify its position as the industry leader after facing criticism. But this battle isn't just about profits, it's about shaping the future of sports marketing and how female athletes are valued in the modern era. The stakes couldn't be higher. The brand that emerges
in conversation over the last few days about everything that happened in the Chicago game. Curious how much you pay attention to that, if at all, and what your thoughts are, what your take on that is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on social media, so I don't see a lot of it, but you would be surprised. Like, I still have my TV on in my house, and I'm watching sports.
This competition will set a powerful precedent for the recognition and celebration of women in sports. Yet, amidst the corporate maneuvers, one undeniable fact shines through: the ultimate winners are women's sports and their fans. This increased attention and investment are driving important conversations about gender equality in athletics. Whether it's through larger sponsorship deals or improved representation, the ripple effects of this rivalry are already elevating the entire landscape of women's sports. Caitlin Clark's story embodies the intersection of talent, opportunity, and the collective power of voices demanding change. It's a reminder that progress doesn't happen by accident, it requires advocacy, accountability, and vigilance. As fans, we have the power to shape this narrative. By supporting female athletes and holding brands accountable, we ensure that these gains aren't fleeting but foundational to a new era in sports. What's your take on Nike's response? Was their apology sincere, or just damage control?
Do you want to play mermaids? Yeah. Okay, you go. Can you see?
Just damage control. Join the conversation by sharing your thoughts, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that matter.